And welcome to another brand new episode of live Forex trading, the New York session. So we are here, my friends are coming in, so which is pretty good. We have Ricardo here after a long time. I hope Ricardo is doing well. I hope my buddy Ricardo is doing well. We are here, another stream, live New York session. So we are going to dive in our charts. Our friends are coming in, which is perfect. So let's see what's going to happen here. Let's see. We are going to dive into our pairs in the next few minutes. Just give me a second. Checking the system a few more times before we are up and running. So that will be good. All right. So what we're going to do is we are going to erase the sort of channel here and let's dive into gold straight away. All right. So looking at gold from a weekly sort of a perspective, weekly time frame sort of a perspective right now. So the previous weekly candle has rejected this level, has rejected this previously broken resistance, and this was also a news pump. This was also a fundamental news pump. All right, so the gold price looks like for today, daily candle seems as if it's bearishing. So this is the first candle of the week, all right? So after such a heavy push in the previous weekly candle from the downside to push the candle up, it's amazing. So if we are actually going to see some sort of upside move, look at this. What I'm going to do is I will actually erase all of the targets. Let's just erase all of the targets here. How about that? We erase all of the targets and we start fresh, brand new, fresh. Let's do this. Remove all of the drawing. So going from the weekly sort of a time frame, this weekly resistance obviously has been formed around 1905 sort of a level. So for the candles to clearly move bullish and attack this wick, attack the clear traffic on the left hand side, we need candles closing above this resistance on a weekly sort of a time frame. Right, so for me, the bullish sort of a movement hasn't died yet. I still see chances for bullish movement. I just want to see some sort of candle close above this resistance point, right? So we do have this huge liquidity grab, sort of a wick on the downside. So that's pretty good. I would love to see how this weekly candle closes at the end, right? So when going into the daily time frame, look at this. So the previous daily candle, the Friday NFP candle has finished bullish, which is amazing. Friday NFP candle has finished bullish. So this gray area is a weekly sort of a resistance. So on the downside, we have rejected these resistance, these funny sort of a wicky area. So for now, the price is bullishing up. So the daily candle seems almost as if it's actually rejecting the downside, right? It actually seems almost as if it's actually rejecting the downside. So we'd love to see candles close above 1904, 1905 vicinity to see more buying sort of a scenario here. So looking at the current 4-hour candle, look at this. So the current 4-hour candle is moving up bullish, and looking at the recent price action from the Friday's sort of a maneuver, it does make sense for the price to further drive up. If it's actually not going to reject the top, there's a higher chance it's actually going to move up, right? So the idea behind moving up is just this. Look at the rejection. Look at the liquidity grab from the bottom. It's moving up with such a great volume, right? So the recent price action, after tapping this demand sort of area, the price is bullishing up, and it makes so much sense for the price to do this, right? So much sense for the price to do this. This does make sense. So in 4-hour support and 2-hour support around this area will make much more sense for buys than anything else in gold, right? So it's Monday, obviously, you know, there is not high expectation of volume, but obviously if the price is actually moving with a lot of volume, even in Monday, because this is the first Monday after the NFP, it's going to be amazing. How is my sound in the Zoom, guys? Ricardo, Saji, how do you think my sound in Zoom is? Is this mic better, or I have another mic set up too? I can change it up if just in case, okay? So let me know if my sound is not clear. So I can actually do that. All right, just give me a second here. Pum 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 pum. Pum 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 pum. Okay, so the 4 hour actually makes sense to move up for me. All right, so let's see what's going to happen here. So the previous 2 hour candle closed somewhat like a doji body candle, and this could be a potential support area to this area right here. So if this is a potential support area, and the price is moving up, because the price in gold has been moving down ever since Asian session, ever since London session. So if the price is going to get some sort of correction on the upside, and it's actually going to move up, basing itself from the from the recent 4 hour sort of a rejection from the downside, it does make sense, and the price is just bullishing up, right? So the previous 2 hour candle, actually this current 2 hour candle is going to close in the next 15 minutes. This 2 hour candle is going to close in the next 15 minutes. So we'll love to see how this 15-minute, this 2 hour candle is going to close. Are we going to make some sort of support? Are we going to start heading up or something? All right, that'll be lovely. I would actually love to see candles breaking above 1893 so that we can take I can take clear buys on the upside. Just waiting for that. So let's scale into the 1 hour time frame and see what's happening here. Okay, so if the 1 hour time frame here is ranging side by side, look at this. Price in 1 hour seems as if it's ranging side by side. So if this right here, just give me a second, There's a problem here. Okay, this goes like this, and this goes like this, and let me put this up right here. Okay, this can go down. Perfecto. All right, look at this. So if the 1 hour is actually ranging side by side, so if the price in 1 hour is ranging side by side, we have to see candles making some sort of support, and in a 4 hour sort of a bullish movement or a bullish sense, we have to see a 4 hour candle forming some sort of rigid support, right? And this gray area right now has been acting out like a support area. So if this is a range, and if the price is actually leaving this range, we have some traffic there that could act as a resistance. But eventually, if the 4 hour bullish sort of a recent rejection is working here, have to see candles leaving this core range. After leaving this sort of range, price have to start closing above, start leaving this sort of range with its wick, and we may get an upside move. So I'm really interested to see if there's any potential upside move coming in gold. All right, on the basis of a daily sort of a structure. For example, looking at the daily structure, it also makes sense for the price to head down, right, from the recent sort of a rejection. But on a 4 hour sort of a structure, it makes so much sense for the price to further move up. Right, so let's see what's going to happen. Let's see and let's see how this 2 hour candle in the gold is going to close. So this current 2 hour candle is going to close in the next 12 minutes, and that's going to tell us something about today's market, 100%. So we'd love to see this hourly candle close away from this range. That way we can start building bias for buys. Obviously, this previous 30-minute candle closed outside the range. So look at this. When we scale down to 30-minute, we can definitely see that this was a range, and the price is starting to leave that range. So we just have to see candles close above. If this is another range right here, we have to see price leaving that range too. That way, for example, we break, let's say we start breaking above with volume, because this is obviously a volume time, right? This is an absolute volume time. Pre-New York, NYSE is the hardcore volume time. So potentially, if the price is going to start breaking these sort of levels, start closing above, let's say this is 18, what level is this? 1887.35 sort of a level. If the price starts closing above that level, we have a clear range on the left hand side. We'd love to see a upside move than a downside move at this stage. So let's not just focus on gold at this stage. Let's just dive into pound yen as well. Okay, we'd love to see a candle close above 1887.35 for potential buying, sort of a confident bias in gold then now, because obviously gold is moving inside, is moving side to side, sort of a consolidating range here. So the price also seems as if it's ranging. So we'd love to see candles close above 1887.35 for any potential buys. For sell, I mean, for potential sell, have to see candles. Have to see candles closing at least below 1882.70 sort of a level. If the price starts closing below 1882.70 sort of a level, that way we have a that way we can actually build clear bias for sell too. But for now, buyers look much more better looking at the recent NFP push, and if there's enough volume in the market, we can test the potential high. Right, that's a simple analysis. Just looking at it from a 4-hour sort of a time frame. Very simple analysis. Let's go into GJ one more time. So going into GJ, let's go into the weekly time frame, because this is the first day of the week. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove everything in GJ as well. So going from a weekly sort of a time frame, obviously this has turned out to be a strong resistance level, this in GJ. Okay, so on a weekly sort of a time frame, if a trader is waiting for a buying sort of a bias, a buying sort of a idea to play out, he or she will definitely wait for a support to form in a weekly time frame. Okay, so for a stronger support for a long-term hold, because this week of June is actually way cleaner, right? So if you don't know what I mean, for example, if you go into the Forex factory, okay, let's say you go into the Forex factory, you will see how this current week is actually clean. There isn't any high impact news as much as I remember. Look at this. So today, Monday, there's nothing happening here. So Tuesday, it looks much more clear. Wednesday, much more clear. Thursday, actually, Thursday, we have core CPI. Okay, sorry about that. We actually have on June 10, Thursday, we have a US major news. So today is a very clear day. Monday, there's no major news. Tuesday, there's no major news. Wednesday, up till Wednesday, it's actually a very clear day. So it is a beautiful time to look for the ideal setups. These sort of clean days are when you have to be like, oh, you know what? It makes sense, and I'm going to execute. There's no external factor that's going to affect me. So clear days are pretty good, right? So on the weekly sort of a time frame on GG2, for the price to further move up, I would love to see candles making support, right? So if this, looking at the daily time frame, if this is a potential daily support that the price has broken right now. So the current daily candle is the first daily candle that has broken below that support. Okay, it's very simple to see. It's a simple idea. If this daily candle is the first daily candle that has broke below the support, previous recent support, we want to see candles closing below on a daily time frame sort of a structure. If the candle starts closing below, let's say this level is 154.840. Let's call it 154.840. So if the prices start closing below 154.840, there is a chance price may correct this clear push on the upside. There is a chance, right? So let's go in a 4-hour time frame. When going to the 4-hour time frame, obviously this 4-hour candle was the second 4-hour candle that closed below 154.840. So the bias for the sales are building up, and there is a clear traffic on the left-hand side. The only thing is, for example, when looking at the wicks, we can see that this is a common area where the wicks have been acting out. Let's say, for example, this area here, these are the areas where wicks are playing out a little bit, right? So when drawing the line all the way to the right side, we can see the prices approaching to that funny level. That could be potentially 154 for 410 or that sort of a level. So if the price is acting very funny in this sort of level, we have to be careful, right? But bias for sell does make sense on a 4-hour time frame in GBPJPY, in pound yen. The bias for sell does make sense. So the current 4-hour candle may be bullish, but if this 4-hour candle starts rejecting 154.840 level, the traffic on the left-hand side in a 4-hour time frame sort of a structure does make sense. So what is a possible target for pound yen? Maybe this funny area that we just discussed. That could be the first target. After this 4-hour candle, current 4-hour candle starts flipping bearish, there could be a range of about 20 pips till our first target, and all the way down to here. This is another target. So let's see, this is another target, and this could be another potential target on a 4-hour, right? If the candle starts flipping bearish, after it starts breaking its own low, it makes sense for sell in about 17 pips, in about 50 pips, in about 60 pips of range, which is a tradable range. So we just have to see candles start rejecting this sort of a level, right? So the 2-hour candle among the 4-hour candle is going, sorry about that, is going to close in the next 5 minutes. Okay, so we have to see how this 2-hour candle closes. The question we're going to ask this current 2-hour candle is it actually going to close below 154.840? And is it going to start rejecting this level, or is it actually going to close above 154.840? If the price starts closing above 154.840, the bias for sell may be lessening up, or we have to wait for a proper resistance. So for sell, all we are waiting for a proper resistance. That's all. So Jackie Yam on YouTube says, hi Jackie Yam, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well. So waiting for 4 more minutes to see how this 2-hour candle is going to close. And when going to the 1-hour time frame, I'll look at this. So the current 1-hour candle has made that proper liquidity grab sort of a wick on the downside. So if that's actually going to push the price up, all we got to do is we have to wait for the candles to close above 154.840 sort of a level, and we may start building bias for buys, right? But on a hourly, on a 4-hour sort of a structure, sales do make sense. There's clear traffic on the left-hand side, and the price is near a key level. So if this 154.840 is a key level, all we got to do is wait to see if the price actually reacts with that level to move down or to move up, right? So that's all we got to do. So let's see. Let's wait and see how the price is actually going to move here. Okay, so the current hourly candle is going to close in the next 3 minutes. We'd love to see if this hourly candle rejects this level, or is actually going to pierce this level and is going to start closing above. Okay, so let's see what's going to happen. So all I'm waiting here is I'm waiting for example, look at this sort of structure. All right, I'm waiting for this, but in 2-hour sort of a time frame. Look at this. So I have to see resistance being formed. Okay, just like this. Just like this, I want to see that happening here if a sell is coming in. So I want to see reaction with 154.840 level. So we will see in the next few minutes. Obviously, we are almost 1 hour away from the New York Bank Open. So we will see how the volume is going to play out, how the market's going to react with pound yen and gold's price. Okay, so let's see. Let's go into hourly time frame. Hourly time frame, looking pretty good. Hourly time frame is looking pretty good. Let's see, on a 30-minute sort of a time frame, price is ranging side by side. It just doesn't make any sense to take any trade here, to be honest, because price in pound yen is ranging side by side. If any sort of buys are coming in, we have to see first price closing above 154.840, then above this level, 154.9. Just give me a second here. Yep. I have to see candles closing above 154.970 level at least. So if the price starts closing above 154,970 level, then we can think about building buys for buys and whatnot, right? So for now, the 30-minute candle is ranging side by side. Again, adding a simple idea onto it with a 4-hour sort of a flipping idea. That's what we are waiting for. If this is a range, in a 30-minute, if this is a range, have to see price closing outside of the range, then start rejecting it with its wick. So have to see candles doing this, and that way sales do make sense with a lot of confidence. So we will see. We will see how the candles are going to play out. We will see how this 30-minute candle is going to close. If the price is going to close in the range, there's nothing happening. It's a better idea to wait than anything else, okay? So let's see, on a 15-minute, again, it doesn't really make sense, right? So for now, the price is on the top of the range. So if this is a 15-minute sort of a range right here, price is reaching very close to this top of the range, which has turned out to be our key level. That is 154,840. So if the price is actually reaching the top of the range, we have to see some sort of reaction. That way, we may get a 4-hour low break, right, on the downside. And if the price starts breaking its own low, the left-hand side traffic makes a lot of sense for sell. Okay, it makes a lot of sense. So all we're doing is we are waiting and waiting. Okay, that's what we're doing. So let's look into our other pound instruments. We're going to look into pound yen, pound AUD, pound USD, and obviously gold. So it'll be interesting. It will be interesting. Just give me a second. So the hourly candle is closing in the next 1 minute. Oh, in the next 10 seconds. All right. Interesting. Pound AUD. Oh, the range is pretty dirty here. To be honest, pound AUD doesn't look very appealing right at this stage. Doesn't look very appealing. Yeah, if there's a higher chance for sell, it still doesn't look good. Pound AUD at this stage doesn't look good for pound AUD sales, to be honest with you. It doesn't look fascinating here. Doesn't look fascinating. Let's look at pound USD, if there's any sort of proper structure being formed. Our pound USD is the previous hourly candle close above this resistance with a longer liquidity wick on the downside. Is there a possibility for an upside move here? The range is very less. It's like in about 10 pips, 11 pips, and in about 13 pips, in about 19 pips. But the buys in GU could be buys as well, or valid buys, because it does make sense. For now, the price is actually closing above this previously formed resistance, which was 14.65 sort of a level. And if the price is actually closing above this current hourly candle, all it has to do is make another lower wick before it heads up. If it's going to make another lower wick, a proper decent lower wick before it heads up, there could be buying scenario in pound USD. There could be, but it doesn't look very clear. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to stay out of pound USD, focus on pound yen, focus on pound focus on pound yen, focus on gold. So that's what I'm going to do here. That's what I'm going to do. So the current 4-hour candle in gold is still bullish. Seems as if it's actually rejecting the top. So for any sort of sell, what I have to see for any sort of sell, I need to see a proper resistance for any sort of sell. That's what I need to see. So the previous 2-hour candle closed bullish, but with almost sort of like a dodgy body with a very long wick on the top and the bottom. The current 2-hour candle is bullishing up, so have to see. And this gray area that I've drawn is a 2-hour potential support. This is a potential 2-hour support. All right, my buys in gold is still bullish. I want to see some sort of bullish sign than anything here. All right, so the previous 1 hour close something like this. This current hourly candle is bullishing up. So if this 1884.15 is turning out to be a support level, this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. I would love to see candle close above 1887.35. That way I can take clear buys in about 30 pips of range on the upside. So which is pretty good. In about 30 pips of range on the upside. 30 pips of range on the upside. $12 pips. Okay. Yep. So the previous 30-minute candle rejected this range. Look at this. If this was a range in gold, price dropped down heavily, range sideways. Okay. The previous 30-minute candle rejected this level. So if that wick on the top of the previous 30-minute candle is not a rejection wick, but a range for the price to further fill, that could make sense for a buy. All right, so I'm looking at it at the gold's structure in this sort of way. If this is a range, if this is another hardcore range, price is trying to leave this downside hardcore range. See how the price is actually trying to reject. So the previous 30-minute candle closed with no wick on the bottom. So does that mean price is actually rejecting it? Does that mean price is going to start closing above 1887.35 level? If the price starts closing above 1887.35 level, I'm gonna start building bias for buys, and that way it'll be much more clear, confident to take buys around that level. So just waiting here, just waiting to see what's gonna happen. For sales, have to see clearly price breaking above 1882.70 level. 1882.70 level. All right, we may get a buys here. May get a buy. Okay, so 1887.35. So what I'm going to do is I'll actually set my alert. 1887.35. Let's see. My alerts are on. If I see price moving anywhere closer to my area, I'm gonna keep an eye open to see if I can take any buys. All right, just give me a second here. Hourly candle. Hourly candle still moving. It's moving up in its first few minutes of the hour. So we'll see. We'll see. We'd love to see a candle close above 1887.35 and 30 pips of range in the upside. Yep, I'm going to keep an eye open for that. Definitely going to keep an eye open for that. Let's look at pound yen at the same time and see what's happening in pound yen. All right, so the previous hourly candle in pound yen closed bullish with a long liquidity wick on the downside. So for now, what I'm going to do is I'm also going to start building buys for buys because the price is moving heavily on the upside. It's actually moving up with some volume, right? So if there's some sort of resistance going to form, I have to wait for sell in pound yen. For buys, if I see candles closing above 154.970, I may start building bias for buys. Okay, why build buys for buys? Very easy. Why? Look at this. So this is a 4-hour level. 154.840. This gray area is actually a clear 4-hour level. So let me tidy this up a little bit. Let's call this 154.850. That will make much more sense. Okay, 154.850. If that is a 4-hour support, this let's say this was the first proper candle that closed below that support level. And what is the current 4-hour candle doing? So the current 4-hour candle is retracing up pretty hard, also conveying a message to us saying that, you know what, this could be a potential fake out. And in a 4-hour candle, if it's a fake out, there's going to be a heavy push on the upside. If there's any sort of heavy push coming in, it does make sense. I just need to see candles closing above, for example, a smaller time frame candle, let's say 30-minute, let's say 1-hour candle closing above 154.970. That way I can clearly build my bias for buys. Okay, so that does make sense. A fake out, sort of a simple analogy. So going into the 2 hour one more time. So the previous 2 hour candle closed bullish, but didn't close above 154.850. For now, the candle is bullishing up above 154.850. It seems as if that could be a possible fake out sort of a area. If the candle starts closing above 154.970, maybe I'm gonna see how I can take a position there, right, in about that same vicinity. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm just going to wait for another 15-minute candle at least to close in some sort of direction. So that'll be lovely. That will be lovely. Okay, so the current hourly candle has come back in that 154.850 sort of a level. It's back in that range. So let's see what's going to happen here. And the previous hourly candle has rejected that bottom pretty hard. All right, so looking at it from a 30-minute sort of a perspective, look at this. If the price is actually doing a fake out sort of a maneuver, it does make sense. Look at this. If this is a range, and this is going to be the first candle that's going to close outside the range, this 30-minute. So waiting for this 30-minute candle or even 15-minute candle to close outside of this hardcore range on the downside in GJ does make sense. If the candle starts closing above 154.850, it actually makes sense to look for buys, right? That way we may get a break of this 154.970 level and a clear buy mirroring this candle on the left-hand side. So this right here, right? So there's a clear range. So yeah, just keeping an eye open for buys. I'm not going to take a buy right now. It doesn't make sense because the price is very close to this range. It doesn't make sense, okay, for me. I mean, somebody can come in and argue, somebody can come in and say, oh, I took a buy there, if it makes sense to you, it's perfect. It's actually perfect. But me, I'm going to wait for a 15-minute or at least a 30-minute candle to close above this level. That way it will make much more sense. That's all. That's all I'm saying here. Okay, so the 15-minute candle is going to close in the next 4 minutes. Very interesting. Very interesting. All right, so what if I actually pull this up a little bit more, 154.980? That makes me more confident. If the price starts closing above 154.980 level, it's going to make me more confident for buys than anything else. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, 5 minute is bullishing up pretty hard, making high highs and higher lows. It does make sense for the price to further move up. So waiting here. Waiting is the key. Waiting is a definite key here. So for now, the current 4-hour candle has a proper bullish structure. This is the first 4-hour candle that is very that is actually looking proper bullish and has reversed after breaking this previous support. If this is a 4-hour sort of a fake out maneuver, it does make sense for the price to move up. So I'm just going to keep my eyes open. Keep my eyes open. Keep my eyes open. Yep. Interesting. Hourly candle, 30-minute bullishing up pretty hard. I have to see this 15-minute candle close first. So is this 15-minute candle going to close above 154.850 in the next 3 minutes, or if it is actually going to retrace down pretty hard? I would love to see a candle close above, leaving this 30-minute, 15-minute range. That way a candle slowly closing above 154.980 is going to give me a proper buying opportunity. Let's see. Waiting here. Stockman Thursday says, what are your thoughts on US 30? I actually don't look at US 30. My main focuses are on gold and on some of the pound instrument. So I look at gold, I look at pound JPY, pound AUD, pound USD, and that's it. I actually haven't had a look at US 30. So yeah, I don't look at DJI USD. Okay, let's see. Waiting for gold buys, waiting for pound yen buys, waiting for gold buys. Let's see. 4 hour is still bullish. 1 hour is still hanging around the area. 30-minute, okay. 15-minute, yeah. Gold is ranging pretty hard, to be honest. The first link is on GBPJPY, okay. Let's see. Let's see if the price in gold is actually really fascinating. How I find prices in gold and pound JPY moving in channels, right? Sometimes I find the prices moving in channels. It's actually very interesting to see how price actually interacts with the channel. It's actually interesting, right? So let's see if the prices in gold are moving in some sort of channel. Looks like 15-minute candle has broken the channel, and the current 15-minute candle is bullishing up, trying to close outside the channel again. So let's see. Let's see if the buys are coming in. 1887.35 does make sense. Let's see. Waiting here. Waiting has turned out to be the key. Da -da 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 -da. 4-hour candle. Okay. 4-hour candle on gold. So Mayan Bone Home says it seems like 4-hour candle on gold is making a liquidity wick to potentially carry on down, but on the 30-minute it is ranging, so we wait. That's correct. That's correct. On a 4-hour, yep, that could be the case too. But I'm actually anticipating a buying sort of a scenario because it doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense for me, right? So, for example, the NFP pushed the price up, which was logical. If the price was pushed up, price doing this could be a retracement or a maneuver in the price to just make another higher low before the price could head up, right? So we haven't had that proper 4-hour support. So if this current 4-hour candle is going to act as a support around the next volume time, the price in the gold may push up. It does make sense for the price to actually test this high once, because look at this, price acted near this demand area. After acting near that demand area, price started closing bullish pretty heavily with the NFP sort of a close, right? With the NFP sort of a news. And if the price in Asian is pushing the price down, that may be some securing of the positions or some securing in gold. There may be potential support forming in the next few hours in gold that can actually push the price up. My bias is buy for now, so I'm not going to change the buys sort of a bias. So I have to see candles closing above 1887.35 to clearly look for confident buys. That's all I'm saying. So clearly look for confident buys. But if the price starts rejecting this hourly sort of a resistance, there could be sales coming in too. But it's a dirty range. The price is sort of like rejecting. Look at this. There's another important information you can see looking at the gold chart, for example. Look at the wicks. Look at how the wicks are rejecting the price. Every wick is higher and higher. So it seems as if there's a higher chance for the price to reject the bottom and move up, right? Looking at the previous price action. So looking for a bias is much more logical than anything for me right at this stage, okay? So the previous 15-minute candle closed outside this channel. So we'd love to see another candle reacting with this channel before heading up, before breaking 1887.35 or even the previous high. Right, so let's look at pound yen one more time. Pound yen moving up nice and slow. Pretty good, pretty good. So the bias for buys, I think it's coming in pretty nice here. So the 4-hour candle, if this 4-hour sort of a maneuver right here was a fake out, buys does make sense. Okay, so I'm just going to wait a little bit longer to see candles if they can actually break above 154.980, and I'll look for buys. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. Let's see. The first day of the week is very interesting. First day of the week. So let's wait and see if If price can actually push above, close above 154,980. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. Pum pum pum. Bias is do, 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 do. Buys, survey buys. Waiting for a 30-minute candle to close above 159.80. Interesting. Let's see. So the current 30-minute candle is going to close in the next 11 minutes. Looks like price is actually rejecting that range on the downside. Okay, so this 15-minute candle retracing down only makes sense for the price to actually reject this range and for the move up, right? That does make sense. So let's wait and see and what's going to happen. We will know in the next few minutes. We are going to know in the next few minutes here. Interesting and interesting, okay? So the current 15-minute candle is bearish. This may be a maneuver in the price just to make a low wick, so which does make sense. Does make sense, okay? Let's look at gold at the same time. Gold is near this funny range. The prices have started closing outside this channel, and what I've seen over time is when prices react with channel several times, rejects the channel, rejects that level, it actually moves pretty heavily around the volume time. It moves in the opposite direction. So if the price could actually react with this channel or engage with this channel a few more times and reject it and start heading up 1887.35, it does make sense. So I'm just going to leave my bias for buys here for now. Bias in gold too. Okay, still buys. I'm going to wait here. I'm definitely going to wait here. So we are in about 40 minutes away from the New York Bank Open. 40 minutes away. So this is the hardcore pre-New York volume time, okay? Pretty hardcore New York volume time. So we're waiting here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow my friends to come up to the mic if they want to. So pum 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 pum. And that should be good. That should be good. All right, looking at the gold's price right now, price is approaching 1887.35. It makes sense for me for the price to further move up rather than down. Looking at the rejection, looking at the style of rejection of the wicks, right? It does make sense for the price to further move up. So I'm just waiting here. Just waiting. Would love to see this high over here being retested. It's a very simple idea, no rocket science behind it. You know, a lot of traders know about this idea, and it's very simple. So trying to capitalize on a very simple idea today. So we will see how the candles are going to close. If a 30-minute candle closes above 1887.35, there is a very likely chance the price is going to move up. All right, so I'm just going to keep my biases the same way. So when it forms the way I want to, when the candles start closing my way, it is perfect. Until then, the bias is going to stay same. So I'm going to play a little bit of music here at the side. And I hope it's not too loud for my Zoom friends. If it's loud, just let me know. You know, and obviously, I'll try to lower it a little bit. So here's the thing, right? If this current 15-minute candle starts breaking the previous 15-minute candle's high and starts closing above 1887.35, the bias for buys is building up even stronger. So if this current 15-minute candle breaks the previous 15-minute candle's high, there is higher chance for the price to further move up in this clear traffic. So it's pretty good. I've only drawn this channel for an assistive eye for now. There's no rocket science behind it, okay? So don't be confused. This is just here. We got 7 more minutes. My alert is still there. And the 5-minute does make sense. The 5-minute does make sense to further head up. We have to see candles breaking this high, closing above 1887.35. That way we can build bias for buys. Let's see. Pound AUD. Let's see Pound AUD and what's happening in Pound AUD. All right, so Pound AUD. Pound AUD. Bum. Yeah, Pound AUD is not that clear today, so yeah, just going to wait for Pound AUD. If Pound AUD is going to actually bounce off of that support, if it's actually going to bounce off of that support, it'll be nice. It'll be nice to see candles closing above this area, and that'll be good. That will be nice. Yeah, for now, waiting, if the Zoom guys have any sort of ideas, any sort of confusion, or, a topic to discuss about, 100% bring it up. The chat, open the mics, open the YouTube guys. If YouTube guys have any sort of question, just shoot it up. If we can address it, 100% we'll address it. If there's any chart to be viewed, if there's any feedback to be given, 100%. That's what this channel is all about. A friendly, what was the word? Communal? Yeah, a friendly, community-wise sort of a stream. So yeah, definitely throw us some ideas. 100%. Yeah, Pound USD is nasty ranging. For me, Pound USD is ranging. Pound USD moved up. Finally, look at this. Bias in Pound USD was buys, and the price did move up, which is interesting. So the pound is getting stronger. That's what it says. Pound USD, if the Pound USD pound is moving up, pound is getting stronger. That means the bias for pound yen to move up does make sense. Appreciate Salwa Arif says, appreciate your explanation on the trade setups. Keep it up. Amazing. Yeah, here's the thing, right? When I help you guys, and when I keep the idea of the stream to be, knowledgeable, much more educational, it not only helps you guys, but it actually helps me too. It actually helps me a lot. So it's a two-way process, which I really respect at the same time. So let's see. So the current hourly candle seems as if it's actually rejecting the top. So we have to see first, for the bias of buys to build up, we have to see the current 30-minute candle at least close above 154.850. If the candles start closing back below 154.850, it doesn't make sense for buys anymore. Okay, the chances for buys are getting lower and lower. But if this current 30-minute candle closes above 154.850, amazing. All right, Noise here in YouTube says, have you heard about imbalances and how it works? All right, so the thing about imbalances, I think it's all, as much as I remember, I think it's to do with currency fundamentals and currencies. I think the country's economical situation and all those climatic change and blah 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 and stuff. I think that's what imbalance is. It is a hardcore, in-depth, knowledge needing sort of idea. Imbalance do work. I do know traders who trade with that sort of a analogy, fundamental sort of analogy, if they focus on one or two core pairs. I think so. I know traders who trade USD CAD and trade oil rich nations currencies, and they back it up with these sort of imbalances, these sort of fundamental science behind the price movement. And when they see a oh my God, what's happening to my tongue here? So when they see a familiarity with the prices movement with their idea, that is the imbalance of fundamentals. So they do take swing sort of a position. So it does make sense. But I've never viewed in details about these stuff. I only look at price action. I only look at how price is reacting with certain levels, with certain fundamentals, with certain structure, and it does make sense. It does make sense. Let's see. So the gold right now, gold seems like it's moving up nice and slow. Okay, so the current 30-minute candle has 1 more minute left for its close. So for the bias to build up in gold, it has to stay bullish. If the candle starts rejecting this level and starts going bearish, there is no bias for me. But if I start seeing candles closing above 1887.35, man, that'll be beautiful. So in the next 1 minute, let's see what's going to happen here. Thank you so much. Do you know from where we can learn more about imbalances or any recommendation? I mean, there are a lot of resources out there. For example, if you go into Capital Hungary's, and the gold is pushing up pretty hard here. This is amazing. My alert has been hit. My alert has been hit. So the previous 15-minute candle closed bullish. So the current 15-minute candle heading up very strong. The way it's moving, it's actually pretty hard. So the current hourly candle is moving up nice and slow. It has 29 more minutes left for its close. So the bias of buys does make sense. For now, the bias of buys does make sense. If the price stays above 1887.35, it does make sense for the price to further move up. Previous 30-minute candle closed with no wick on the top. The price is moving up. It's actually moving up pretty hard here. Pretty hard. Have to see at least
pretty hard.
Pretty hard. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Oh, I got Raja here. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you, Raja? How are you?
Good. I'm just going through all the Zoom channels to see how's everyone doing one by one.
Oh yeah, we're doing pretty well. Wow, it's such an amazing thing. Wow. Raja's in my YouTube, guys. Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, it's like a principal going through all the classes to see how's everyone doing.
Yep, that's right.
Like 4 seconds running at the same time.
Oh yeah, does make sense. Yeah, so we were actually looking at gold for any sort of buying situation, and the price just rushed through it.
Yeah, that's true. See, now this current 30-minute, we just needed to close above, 1887, or at least a 15-minute to close above 1887.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that way it's going to be much more confident sort of a setup, I think so. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Just waiting for the candles to close. Do you like the music here? And Raja is gone one more time. So he was in the stream for a few minutes, just like a principal who comes into the class and checks how the class is going on. So that was beautiful. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Raja, yeah, so Jack Yam in the YouTube says Raja is the Jesus of Forex community. He is the Jesus of the community, 100%. He is the Jesus. All right, so watch this. Waiting for the candles to close above. For now, the price is rejecting. So this price actually rejecting the 1887.35 level does make sense for the price to actually first grab its liquidity before heading up. So I am still waiting for at least a 15-minute candle to close above 1887 sort of a level. That way it is much more confident for me to take a buy. But for now, I'm just waiting. Waiting is the key. Jackie M says Raja is the Jesus and Ted is the Zeus. That's correct. That's actually correct. That's actually correct. All right, let's see. So let's see if the current 15-minute candle at last, if it actually starts closing above 1887. If the candle starts closing above 1887, that way it'll be much more beautiful. Much more beautiful. So waiting and waiting. The current 5-minute candle is going to close in the next 30 seconds. Hasn't broken the previous 5-minute candle's low. Has rejected the top pretty hard. If the New York market is actually pushing the price down for its liquidity grab, it does make sense, right? If the price is going to head down, grab its liquidity, and is going to start heading up slow, start heading up slow at the time of New York open or around the volume time, it does make sense. So let the price do whatever it does, but our bias hasn't changed yet. Even if the previous 5-minute candle has rejected the top pretty hard, the bias hasn't changed yet. It's still the same. It's actually still the same. For now, the current 15-minute candle has made a proper decent lower wick. Sorry about that. Just have to see candles. Just have to see this 15-minute candle closing above 1887.35. That way, it'll be much more beautiful to look for buys. So still waiting. Still waiting. If the price is going to pull down, it's fine. It's fine. It can pull down as hard as it wants. All right. But the bias hasn't played out to its 100% yet. We are still waiting to take a proper confident sort of a setup. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up another sort of alert around 1887.35, and once I see price heading back to my level, that way I'm going to keep an eye open to take some sort of position. Let's see. All right, so look at this. So the current hourly candle in GJ has rejected the top. Okay, has rejected this resistance sort of an area. And it has 23 more minutes left for its close. So what's happening in pound yen? In pound yen as well, we were waiting for buys, waiting to see if actually candles close above, at least a 30-minute candle to close above 154.980. But for now, the price is rejecting that level, is actually rejecting that level. So if, for now, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to tell myself that, you know what, if there is a potential sell coming in, as we discussed earlier at the stream, this price structure does make sense. So if that actually happens somewhere around here, if the price starts making a another lower high, just like this. If it actually makes a lower high, it makes sense for the price to further head down. So that's something I'm going to keep an eye open for, just for the sake of being fluid in the market. Okay, so if there's a lower high being formed in the market, beautiful. All right, Jackie Yem here says, in the market fluidity, there are many members hosting Zoom live. That's correct. For now, there are a lot of members who are actively hosting Zoom session for the Slack community, so which is pretty interesting. It's a very healthy competition, you know. So growing our own sort of a community channel at the side. So this YouTube has been pretty big, you know. This YouTube community has been growing slow but pretty hard, just by the love of the community, just by the love of the Slack community and you guys over there in the YouTube. You know, it's amazing. So everybody is trying to spread the knowledge. Everybody is trying to spread that healthy sort of a friendly community, you know, Forex community, which is amazing. But at the end, we are from the same plant. We are from the same sort of a root. So we will see. We are still waiting. Okay, so is the fake out maneuver in the 4-hour is happening for the bias of buys, or are we actually going to create some sort of a higher low, a lower high, and then start pushing down? What's going to happen here? Waiting is the key, so we better wait. We are still near that 154.850 sort of a level, and the hourly candle is going to close in the next 20 minutes. Is this hourly candle going to close below 154.850, or is it actually going to close above? If the hourly candle closes below 154.850, I'm going to start building bias for sell and going to see if there could be any possible resistance that could help me for a potential position, or a potential position of sell. So it's a good idea to wait for now. Wait and see if this hourly candle retraces, closes back below 154.850 or above. Let's look at 30-minute candle here. Looking at the 30-minute candle, so the current 30-minute candle has a very long wick on the bottom and is actually seems as if it's actually rejecting this area. Look at this. Bum, 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 bum. As we discussed before, if this is a range, the current so the previous 30-minute candle closed outside the range, and the current 30-minute candle is rejecting the range with its wick. Okay, it's actually rejecting the range with its wick. If this current 30-minute candle could potentially close bullish, there's a high chance that our bias for buys could play out. There's a higher chance the bias for buys could actually play out. But if the price starts ranging up and down around this area, there's nothing much happening. There's nothing much we can do. For now, the 30-minute is going to close in the next 19 minutes, which is the close of the hourly candle as well. So if the 30-minute candle closes bullish, and we may get some sort of close above 154.980, there's a higher chance buys do play out. So that's what I'm going to wait for here. That's what I'm going to wait for. That's what I am going to wait for here. Yep, 5-minute making that support right there. Interesting how you can actually scale into the smaller time frames and see the micro details, right? It's very interesting, isn't it? It's actually interesting. And my gold is starting to move up. I just got my alert here just now. All right, so the current 30-minute candle in gold, current 1-hour candle in gold is going to close in the next 17 minutes here. We'd love to see a candle close above 1887.35 to take clear buys, anticipating a test of the high. So a very similar situation in gold and pound yen at this stage. So we'd love to see at least one of the pairs moving according to our need, according to our plan, right? So let's see. So this 15-minute candle in gold is going to close in the next 2 minutes. It has a very long wick on the bottom and the top. So, yeah. Usually I stay away from wicks because when there are longer wicks being formed in either of the way, it doesn't give me a healthy sign. Especially when there's long wicks on the top and the bottom at the same time, it's actually not a healthy sign for me. I usually stay away from this sort of range. Let's see. Price is slowly approaching that level. Pound yen is also moving nice and slow. Have to see a 30-minute candle at least close above 154.980. That way, a bias for buy could be way more confident in taking, right? So let's look at pound yen again. I'm gonna focus. Actually, I'm gonna focus on gold here. Goldie. All right, so the previous 15-minute candle in gold has closed bullish. Very nice. This is very nice. So the candle is approaching 1887.35 at this stage, is very close to that resistance, and have to see candles closing above 1887.35. That way, the bias could be stronger. We are very close to the New York Open too. So interesting how New York Open can actually cause the pairs to be a little volatile at the same time. A lot of volume in it could be sometimes a little volatile. So this current 5-minute candle has broken the previous 5-minute candle's high at this stage here. So the buys are coming in. Buys are coming in. Would love to see this 30-minute candle close above 1887.35. Would love to see that. Let's see. I'm gonna wait a little bit more. If I miss out, that's fine because it's a Monday, and I don't want to rush into any sort of trade on a Monday. It's the first thing in the back of the head. It does make sense for the price to further move up all the way up till here and retest this high. But for now, I have to wait for a decent stop loss. And a decent stop loss would be once I am more confident after this 30-minute candle closing above 1887.35. And that'll be good. That will be good. So Comment Workshop says, will GJ fall? Oh, I don't think so. I don't think so, but if it's actually going to fall, price is closing below 154.850 will be the first sign. If it's actually falling, price is closing below 154.850 will be the first sign. Okay, will be the first sign. For now, the 15-minute candle is bullishing up pretty good. Have to see if there's any 30-minute, any 15-minute candle closing about 154.980 in GJ for potential buys. So let's see. So the current 30-minute candle in GJ looks much more better for an upside push than anything. Thirty-minute closing in the next 11 minutes here. 30-minute closing in the next 11 minutes. 11 minutes. Five-minute makes sense for the price to further move up. We are 11 minutes away from the New York Bank Open here. 11 minutes. Wow, the price is pushing up here in gold. Price is pushing nice and slow, but good. Very good. Let's see. Let's see if the New York Open's going to give us some sort of entry, or is it just going to push the price even higher? If it's not going to give us any chance of entry here, we'd love to see if the price could give us some sort of opportunity for entry. If it's going to rush through, man, come on. Come on. Come on, gold. We are 10 minutes away from the New York Bank Open now. 9 minutes away. 9 minutes away. So the previous 30-minute candle in gold has closed with no wick on the top. Interesting. And this 30-minute candle has a top, very long top wick and a very long bottom wick. And the candle's closing with almost sort of a dodgy body. Have to see candles closing above 1887.35 at least for a proper buying sort of a setup here. Waiting to see if the candle could actually close bullish. That way it'll be much more lovely. Much more lovely. Yeah, definitely see upside than any downside on gold here. So let's see. In the next 7 minutes. You go. Pound yen is still hanging around that area. Pound yen looks like it's just hanging around. There's nothing much happening here. Pound yen. Pound yen, Mr. Pound yen. Pound yen, Mr. Pound yen. Pound yen, Mr. Pound yen. Let's wait a little bit more. A little bit more. Okay, so the hourly candle closing in the next 7 minutes. In the next 7 minutes, we have the New York Bank open as well. It's actually, it could be a really bad idea entering right around the bank open time, because the market can retrace pretty hard. It can actually retrace pretty hard, and it not only is a bank open, but it's a open of the new hourly candle. And usually around the open of the new hourly candle, we have seen heavy retracement in gold, and you don't want to be a part of that retracement. Your bias may be correct, your position may be correct, but because we are already a retail trader with such a small sort of risk appetite, that that stop loss could be hit anytime, or we can be swept away anytime. So it's better to wait for a better confirmation and let the market soothe down a little bit. So let's see. 5 more minutes left. 5 minute candle. This current 5 minute candle, ooh, has made that low wick. Oh my God! I want to see a 15-minute candle at least closing above. And if this 15-minute candle closes above, that's the close of the hour itself. Let's see. The price of gold hanging around that 1887.35 level. Five more minutes left for the gold. For the gold's price to move with some kind of wild movement. Yeah, sometimes we have seen wild movement. All right, let's see. Just waiting a little bit more here. Waiting a little bit more. Waiting a little bit more. So the current hourly candle is above that previous recent resistance, hourly resistance on the left hand side. If the hourly candle could close above 1887.35, that will be much more clear for us to see that, you know what, price is intending to move up. But for now, the price is just hanging around the area. So pound yen and gold is the priority for now. Okay, pound yen not moving with a lot of volume here, just stale for now. Kind of a stale pair at this stage. So yep, 15-minute ranging side by side. This current 15-minute candle in pound yen trying to make some sort of support, but we will see in the next 3 minutes if there's a support or if the price is actually rejecting this funny area on the left hand side to head down below 154.850. Okay. Yep, we are rejecting 1887.35. Waiting and waiting. Still waiting here. Waiting has been a lot more important here today. Obviously, price has been moving very nice and slow. So when it's moving nice and slow, it's better not to jump in any sort of trade with a random stop loss, with a random analogy, right? So we have built our analysis nice and slow and have seen the candles of progress. So if our bias are playing out, just have to wait and see if the candles close in our direction. For now, the candles are moving in our direction. Just have to see it close. That way it is much more strong and confident to execute on our ideas, right? So this current 30-minute candle, hourly candle, is going to close in the next 40 seconds. It's interesting to see if this candle could close above 1887.35. Is it going to close, or is it going to hang around this resistance, this funny sort of area? So let's see. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. All right, so we are in the New York Open now. Interesting. All right, so the previous 30-minute candle closed bullish, but right around this resistance sort of area below 1887.35. If the candles start retracing down pretty hard, that's very nice, because that's only going to allow us to move up later in the later half of the hourly candle. For now, the candle is retracing down pretty hard, which is pretty good. So as deeper, as longer it goes in on the lower side, there's a higher chance it's going to push up, and that lower wick is going to act as a fuel for the candle to push up and rocket up on the upside. So the bias hasn't changed yet. The sells potentially doesn't make sense for me, so we will see. All right, so if this was the top of the range, price is rejecting that top of the range for now. Have to see this candle, current candle, grab its liquidity from the downside and start moving up on the break of the high. Maybe that could be a potential position. That could be a potential position. So I'm just waiting here, waiting to see how at least the quarter of this hour is going to act. All right, so we are in the New York Open already. Let's look at pound yen at the same time. Pound yen is moving up nice and slow. Pound yen is moving up nice and slow. Interesting. If this 4-hour candle, sort of a fake out analogy, is working, this is pretty good. This is pretty good. The candles may push even higher. Okay, can push even higher. So the previous 1-hour candle closed above 154.850. So the sales don't look nice. We have to see, for any sort of sell, we have to see candles closing below 154.850 at least. So for now, candles are hanging around that area. Have to see candles close above 980 at least. Let's see. Baby. Baby. Ooh. Baby. All right, so the current hourly candle in gold is bearishing down pretty hard, which is a good idea because this only tells me that, you know what, this could be a market premium grab or a market discount price grab before it heads up. So if that's actually happening, I will see a very long wick or at least a decent wick, and I'll see candles moving up with some volume. And if the candles are moving up with some volume, I can easily get a break of this high and at least 10-12 pips. So we'll see. For now, just waiting. For now, just waiting. Baby. Baby. All right, so for now, the price in gold retracing down pretty hard. Want to see price, for example, in relation to this channel. Want to see this price candles rejecting this channel and start heading up, right? So there's this channel right here. If this channel sort of a reaction is going to happen, if the price is actually going to react with the channel, I want to see price heading up, stop breaking 1887.35 level one more time. Okay, but if the candles start closing below 1884.15, my bias for buys may look a little not so obvious, right? So let's see. Just waiting for now. Obviously, the price may be grabbing this liquidity or its premium before heading up. So waiting. Waiting. All right, so the current 30-minute candle is actually very close to the previously identified 30-minute range. Look at this. If this is the 30-minute range, the price is very close to the previously attended 30-minute range. So if the price is leaving, so the current 30-minute candle coming closer to that range does make sense. All it has to do is maybe respect the previous 30-minute candle's low and then start heading up, right? If it's actually going to respect the previous 30-minute candle's low, that's amazing, but at least have to start rejecting this range. Shouldn't close back in the range. If it starts closing back in the range, the bias for buys, it just is lessening up every time, right? So I have to wait. And obviously it's a Monday, so don't expect a lot of moves to happen. It's actually a special Monday today because it's a Monday right after the NFP. You know, if the Friday was the NFP, today is the first day after the NFP news. So there may be some volume remaining in the market. So kind of waiting to see if market pushes price of gold any direction. For now, the price is just ranging side by side, moving with a lot of longer wicks on the top and bottom. So I have to see candles rejecting this level, ideally closing above 1887.35 and giving us some sort of position on the break of the high, and that'll be way more confident than anything else for now. So kind of waiting here. So the 4-hour candle is going to close in the next 52 minutes. Well, as I said, the 4-hour sort of analogy for our buy is sort of making sense. If you look at the 4-hour candle, avoiding these sort of movement on the left hand side, just looking at the recent sort of a price action, right? So for example, let's look at this. Let's go here. Watch this. So the people who work with supply and demand sort of a idea, look at this. If this area right here was the demand area, if that was the demand area in gold, price wicking inside this area and start heading up, is no wonder it's actually starting to happen again. Watch this. The price has dipped in that demand area one more time and starting to finish bullish every time, and if there's enough volume in the market, the price could actually move up with this sort of a maneuver where the price does this. If that is the actual price action that is going to be respected right now, amazing. We have a lot of upside move coming, right? But we will see. We will definitely see if the candles are going to start closing below, or is it going to make some sort of 4-hour support at least to start with. And if this New York volume, if the NY open volume is not pushing the price anywhere, it's pretty obvious that maybe NYSE could be the next absolute volume time. So we'll see. If there's no volume in New York, maybe the volume in NYSE is going to push our price in a very consistent sort of a way to its original direction. So the original direction here could be bullish, right? Could be buys. So still waiting. The current 15-minute candle coming back in the range is very close to the range. If this is the range here, for example, if I actually look at this, if this is the potential range in gold, price is heading back in that range. So we'd love to see candles not closing in. That's what I would love to see. Candles not closing in. I would love to see candles reacting with the channel somewhere around here. React with the channel, respect the channel in some sort of way. And if that reaction is actually happening, we'd love to see buys coming in. So waiting. Waiting has been vital today. Let's look at pound yen at the same time. Looking at pound yen at the same time. Palin says good morning. Good morning, Palin on YouTube. Okay, so the pound yen is moving up a very nice 30-minute, previous 30-minute candle closed bullish with this very long liquidity wick on the downside. So the current 30-minute candle seems very apparent to move up. Obviously, there's a resistance very close by, but the candles seem very apparent to move up than anything else in pound yen. Okay, if this current 30-minute candle breaks the previous 30-minute candle's high, there's a higher chance the prices are going to continue up. But all I wanted to see was a candle close above 154.985 at least. So for now, because it's a volume time, to at least start with, I need to see a 15-minute candle, at least a 15-minute candle closing above 154.985. So let's see. The bias of buys in pound yen, the bias of buy in gold. Which one is going to work? Palin says, will you be streaming live every day? Yeah, that's right. Palin, we've been streaming every day, Monday to Friday. As long as it's not a US bank holiday, we've been trading every day. We were doing London streams before, and because of the change in our project and obviously timing, well, the only time proper for streaming and live session trading was New York. So we've been trading New York for some time, every day live, the same time, Monday to Friday. So pretty amazing here. So the 15-minute candle hasn't quite broken the previous 15-minute candle's high. Maybe it's because it's near this very ugly range on the left hand side. If the candle starts closing above 154.985, then it's a good idea. Then it's actually a good idea. But for now, have to wait. Definitely have to wait. All right, so the current 15-minute candle is still bullish with a long liquidity wick on the downside. And I haven't broken the previous candle's high yet. Pound yen looks much more apparent for buys than anything. I am waiting, and I'm just waiting here. Waiting for my gold, waiting for my pound yen. Okay, looks like it's gonna be a waiting day here. Bow. Bow, 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 bow. And the 15-minute candle in pound yen is still bullish, hasn't broken the previous candle's high. Oh, and we got the break of the high. Amazing. Amazing. And it looks like the support has been clearly formed. 154.850 has been rejected very well. Look at this. 154.850 has been rejected very well. This level, looking at the wicks, looking at the support, very nice. Have to see a candle close above 154.985 for the candle to further move up. Looking at the clear traffic on the left hand side does make sense. So the first target could be around here, second target around here, and the final target around here. So that could be the case in pound yen. GJ, I think 155. Oh, that's right. Jackie Yam on YouTube says price above 154 980. He says price above 155 flat does make sense. It does. It actually looks better. It actually looks better. 155 flat. But yeah, I have to see candles closing above this level at least. At least. So definitely candles reading, chart reading, and personal criteria may be different from one another, but it does make sense. 155 is a better option, I would say. Okay, for now, let's look at gold again. And looking at gold's 15-minute, price seems as if it's actually ranging side by side. For example, if I remove the channel, if I remove all of my drawings there, it seems as if price is just ranging side by side. There's nothing happening here. So price has to close above this range, has to reject this range with its wick, and needs to start heading up. I need to really practice drawing here. That's what I need to do. Okay, so I have to see something like that, or at least have to see something like this first. So waiting. For now, the gold 15-minute candle, so the previous 15-minute candle has come back almost closer to the range, so I have to see. And also seem as if it actually came very close to the channel. If there was some sort of reaction with the channel, have to see candles finishing bullish. So the previous 5-minute candle closed bullish, very close to this channel sort of vicinity. It's been a waiting day here. We are 18 minutes in the New York session. Right at this time, 18 minutes. So the current 2-hour candle is still bullish. 41 minutes left for the 4-hour candle to close. So the next volume time is obviously around NYSE. So maybe if the NYSE is going to induce some sort of volume in the market, that will be beautiful too. That will be beautiful. All right, so 30-minute candle rejecting the bottom. 15-minute candle is still there. 5-minute candle bullishing up. Very nice, moving up with some volume here. Finally moving up with some volume. I would love to see candles breaking this resistance, this high, and that'll be good. Let's see. Let's see. Current 15-minute candle. 10 more minutes left for its close. 30-minute candle. Okay, rejecting the bottom, rejecting the range. If this is a range, as we discussed, price is rejecting that level. It's starting to head up. Let's see if this candle flips bullish. Because this is a volume time, if this candle flips bullish on the break of the high, could be a very nice position around that level. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. $40 more minutes. 30 minutes. Yeah, I actually do see a reaction with the channel around this area. Several interaction with the channel. Look at this. Several interaction. All right, interesting here. Very interesting. Sorry, this is a volume time, high volume time. So, let's see. Current 30-minute candle has 9 more minutes left for its close. If it's actually rejecting the bottom, I have to see candles flipping bullish. That will be a good sign. That'll be a good sign for any sort of bullish continuation here. We are 21 minutes in the New York session already, and it is a clear day here. There's nothing happening. Nothing much happening. So let's see. Let's see if the reaction with the channel is actually coming to be real. We are just waiting here. Monday, the first day of the week, has been quite of a waiting day here. Waiting and waiting. And that's what we've been doing here. Waiting and waiting. Okay. It's pretty cold out here. You get cold, you get tired, you start yawning. Man, come on. Come on, man. Come on, yeah. All right, so the current hourly candle in gold is still bearish. Has 36 more minutes left for its close. I would love to see candles finishing bullish than anything here. So we have already given a simple analogy that this retracement could only be a premium grab for the price to further move up. Obviously now is one of the volume times. We are 23 minutes in the New York session already. So if the volume is going to show up, where is the likely area the price is going to push to? Maybe in a bullish sort of a move, or a bullish sort of a angle, right? So a bullish sort of a posture for now. So the price is just hanging around in a 15-minute candle sort of a structure. Price seems like it's actually ranging side by side. Have to see candles moving up with some sort of volume and breaking this high at least, right? Yeah, the 4-hour in gold. If this 4-hour candle closes bullish, stays bullish, this could be a potential 4-hour higher low after this recent reaction. That'd be lovely. That would be lovely. And looks like the market is pretty slow today. That's right. The market is pretty slow. Market is pretty slow. Pretty slow. Pretty slow. Okay, so the price of the gold 15-minute candle still hanging around the area. So the current 15-minute candle has broken the previous 15-minute candle's low, is rejecting that area, so gave out a premium price, sort of a grab analogy, the idea. And if it's actually happening right now, just need to see candles closing above 1887.35. We are still bullish on a 2-hour sort of a time frame. Current hourly may seem bearish. Oh, it's rejecting. Okay, so the current hourly candle is starting to reject here. Oh, okay, pretty good, pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. 15-minute candle is bullish. Seems as if there is some sort of engagement with the channel here. Look at this. If this rejection area here tells us that, you know what, price is still trying to go bullish. If this is telling us that, you know what, price may go even higher, is rejecting the channel, is rejecting this area, it can actually move up. Price just needs to stop breaking the previous candle's high, and this candle is high. That way we can dive in this clear range. We can dive in this clear range. For now, the market is pretty slow. To be honest, it's a slow day. It's a very slow day. So it's very obvious right now that if the prices are not moving right now, when is the most likely another volume time? So in about an hour, we will see NYSE, New York Stock Exchange. Maybe that's going to push the market somewhere. So NYSE is something to keep our eyes open for. We have to look out for NYSE. Until then, if there's any sort of question from the YouTube community, any sort of question from the Zoom community, Slack friends, it's humbly welcomed. So we accept it 100%. If there's any chart from the YouTube guys, we may look at it as well. Just send it through. The market is pretty choppy here. Choppy sort of a market. It's been a waiting day here. We haven't taken any funny setups, so waiting could be a better choice than taking any funny setups here. GA seems as if there's a chance GA could head down. GA seems as if it could head down. Very familiar to this. Very similar. Previous 30-minute candle closed bearish. The current 30-minute candle breaking the previous candle's low makes sense for the price to further head down. If this is a potential lower low, that could make sense for the price to move down in this 20 pips of range. Does make sense. Two-hour is rejecting pretty hard. Yeah, I think GA is moving down here. I think GA is moving down nice and slow. So this would have been a selling point here around this level. On the break of the high, you would have placed a 10 pips stop loss above the previous candle's high, expecting the price to further move down in this 20 pips range, and it's moving down pretty nice and slow here. GA. I think GA is moving pretty well. $10 pips. 16. Okay. Yeah, GA looks like it's gonna head down here. GA looks like it's gonna head down. Yep. So sells in GA was the trade here. And it's still moving. All right, we get there in gold. Gold is moving nice and slow here to our target. We are moving up nice and slow in gold. Okay, so nice and slow in gold. So the current 30-minute candle is going to close in the next 21 minutes. This is the close of the hourly candle too. So it looks like this hourly candle, so the current hourly candle is trying to flip bullish. And if this wick, lower wick on the current hourly candle is a premium grab for the markets in New York, this is a healthy sign for the price to move up, right? It is actually a healthy sign. Look at this. So the candles are flipping up bullish. The hourly candles slowly flipping bullish. And the 30-minute candles, yep, is bullish, still bullish. 15-minute candles, previous 15-minute candle made support. This 15-minute candle heading up nice and slow, trying to break the high. Very nice. Looks like we're moving up nice and slow here. Nice and slow. This is the close of the 4-hour candle too. Just like we said at the beginning of the stream, the 4-hour structure, the recent 4-hour price action does make sense for the price to further move up. Price is making that step. See? Price is making that step. This is a good sign for the price to move up. Good sign. $19 more minutes left. Yeah, the hourly candle is slowly flipping bullish. 19 more minutes left. Yeah, I'm thinking about a buy stop around this 1887 80 sort of a level. 1887 80 sort of a level. 1887 80 sort of a level. Let's see. 1887 80 sort of level. Market is moving pretty slow here. All right, let's look at GA at the same time. GA, what happened to GA? GA's trade. All right, so whoever took a sell on the break of the low, for now the candle was actually flipping bullish. So it's actually a good idea to manage your position. That's all I can say. So, all right, looking at gold one more time. Gold is moving nice and slow. Hourly candle seems as if it's actually rejecting the previous 30-minute range or this level. If the price is actually rejecting that level, that's good. Just have to see volume in the market. For now, there is not a lot of volume in the market, so market seems very slow. Potentially around NYSE, market's going to move a little bit with volume with its side. All right, so let's see. Let's see. For now, the catalyst volume is gone to a holiday. Looks like it's in a holiday for now. A holiday. Okay, pound yen. Still waiting for pound yen. Still waiting for gold. current 4-hour candle has 14 more minutes left for its close. Would love to see this 4-hour candle closing bullish. That will be a good sign for me that, you know what, there's a higher chance candle could finish bullish in the next few hours of the 4-hour, which is the NYSE volume times candles. So let's see. So the current 2-hour candle closing in the next 13 minutes. Looks like this could be a potential higher low. So let's see. Hourly candle has 13 more minutes left for its close. It's flipping bullish and nice and slow. Waiting and waiting. Today have been a waiting day. Today has been a waiting day, and the candles have not moved anywhere. Candles have not moved anywhere. It's just still. It's just moving sideways. So sideways sort of a movement is not going to help us here. Yep, pound yen moving up nice and slow. Ooh, are we going to get a 30-minute candle close above this area? So this current 30-minute candle is going to close the next 10 minutes. Are we going to close above 154.985 at least? We are 40 minutes away from the NYSE Open. 40 minutes away from the NYSE Open. So the current 30-minute candle in pound yen is bullishing up pretty hard. It's very close to this rejection point. I have to see candles close above 154.985. I think we're going to get that close here. in the next few minutes. Hourly candle makes much more sense for the price for the move up. In the next 9 minutes, are we going to get a clear close somewhere? Yep, we are moving nice and slow here. Pretty close to NYSE. In about 40 minutes left. So we are 15 minutes in the New York session. So where has the volume gone? Is volume in some sort of picnic right now? Is volume having a picnic today? Is there some sort of volume picnic? Volume picnic. Price pretty close to 154.985 level. 154.985 level. Let's look at gold at the same time. All right, gold, a 15-minute hanging around that area. We are 15 minutes in the New York session. So where is the volume? Is the volume coming in? Is the volume going to come in the next few minutes? Bum, bum, ba-rum, bum, bum, ba-bum, bum, 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 bum. All right, so the hourly candle in gold is trying to flip bullish here. If you can clearly see, it has 7 more minutes left. The rejection wick on the bottom is very long, as we discussed earlier. And if this is the premium grab for the New York to drive the price further up, we may see it anytime soon. I just need to see NYSE volume. I'm waiting for NYSE here. So, okay. Pound yen moving up nice and slow. Pound yen moving up nice and slow. Want to see a 30-minute candle close above this area, and this candle close is not only going to be a 30-minute candle close, but an hourly candle close above this area, if it's going to be. So that will be lovely. All right, so the hourly candle in gold has flipped bullish. Look at this. So the current hourly candle in gold has flipped bullish. Finally has flipped bullish. So is this the volume time? Is this the volume time right now? Love to see candle breaking this high and driving the price further up. So I am expecting some sort of push in gold. Ooh. I have a pending. Let's see. Let's see if this pending is going to help me in any sort of way. Let's see. Are we going to drive up after this hourly candle closes bullish in the next 4 minutes? Are we going to drive up? Let's see. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Let's look at pound yen at the same time. Pound yen. For now, pound yen 15-minute seems it's ranging side by side. So the range could be a possible range from 154.850 all the way to 154.985, which is about 13 to 14 pips range. And if the price is ranging right now, we have to see some sort of volume in the market for the price to close outside the range and move in some sort of direction. All right, so we are 30 minutes away from the NYSE open, and looks like the gold hourly candle is still hanging around there, has 13 more seconds left for its close, and it's slowly heading to its original direction. It has this long liquidity wick on the downside, and the hourly candle has closed bullish. Interesting. Oh, and we are pushing up nice and easy. Let's go. This is the start of the new hour, and in its first few minutes it's trying to head up, so that's pretty nice here. Let's see. So the current 30-minute candle is heading down before heading up, which is nice. previous hourly candle's body is very small. So in relation to volume, this smaller size of the body may tell us something, right? Maybe it tells us that, you know what, there is less volume in the market. We can clearly see the volume isn't very massive, right? So there isn't a lot of volume here. So we have to see some sort of volume in the market. So here's another thing I've seen in the market happening a lot of times. For example, this candle finishing with a very long wick on the bottom. I've seen the next candle doing something similar, right? So if this current candle could do something similar, that'll be amazing. All right, so I think my pending is going to be activated here. My pending, oh, not yet, not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Have to see some sort of volume in the market. My pending is going to be activated is around here. Is around 1887.95. So let's see if the market is going to activate my pending or not. If it's actually going to activate my pending and it's going to start retracing back to its own open price, I may even close, right? I may close my position about 10-12 pips in loss in gold, because 10-12 pips in gold is almost about nothing. It's absolutely nothing in gold. So let's see if the price is going to activate my pending. For now, there's nothing happening. Place the pending just in case if I miss out on gold's push, because we are 1 hour in the New York session already and the market has been very choppy, slow, right? So in the next 18 minutes we are going to get the NYSE's gold reaction. So we will see if the NYSE volume is going to push gold in anywhere. So the previous 30-minute candle in gold has made a clear support. For now, the current 30-minute candle heading down, trying to retest the support. So if the support gets respected and we get a break of the almond candle's high, there is a chance price could further continue up. So let's see. Let's see if that is happening today. Oh, Pips Nepal says hello, hello. My buddy Pips Nepal has Pips in his name. No, has Nepal in his name, sorry. That's nice. That's nice to see. Okay, so the current 15-minute candle is actually hanging around that area. I would love to see some sort of push on the upside. I would love to see some sort of push on upside. What a piptastic day. That's a nice one. What a piptastic day. Yep, it's a very slow day today. Very slow day today. for now, the gold is retracing back. So looks like pound yen, looks like gold, everything is ranging. So maybe NYSE could bring some sort of volume in our market, right? So for now, if the NYSE is going to allow gold to retrace down heavy and grab its premium price, maybe a premium price for the NYSE session, that could allow the price in gold to push up. So that's something I'm going to keep my eyes open for. Until then, it's just ranging, you know. As I said earlier, I've seen this several times. For example, look at this. I actually noted this down when I was learning price action back then, and if prices close this sort of way, there is a chance the next candle, the brother candle does something similar. If this candle here did a deeper sort of a wick formation, this current candle could do something similar. So it could actually go even deeper, make its a liquidity wick, then only start heading up. So I'm still anticipating a buying scenario in gold, then a sell. So I have to see volume pushing the price up. Let's see what's going to happen here. We are 12 more minutes. Actually, not 12 more minutes. We are 22 more minutes away from NYSE. 22 more minutes. Pound USD was the move of the day. Pound USD. Pound USD was the move of the day. From pre-New York till New York, open to NYSE, it moved in a very consistent way, pound USD. And moved about 30 pips too. So if anybody took an entry around this level, once this previous 15-minute candle close above 14.65 level, after this candle made its low and started moving up, that was a really nice chance to enter around there. So yep, it moved very consistent in about 30 pips here. Pound USD was the trade of the day. Pound USD. Pound USD. Okay, looks like it's going to be a character building day here today. It could be a character building day today. It could be a character building day. Character building day. Character building day. Alright, so the previous 30-minute candle closed bullish. Current 30-minute candle has made a decent wick on the downside. Seems like it's respecting the previous candle's low and is bullishing up. So my pending is still around that level. Let's see if my pending gets activated. But I don't want to be a part of this NYSE liquidity grab again. If there's a push coming, that's nice. But if my pending gets activated and if the price starts retracing back in my back to my stop loss, it's not a good scenario, right? Let's see. So the current 15-minute candle is going to close in the next 3 minutes. Interesting. And I'm still there. I'm still there. And looks like my pending is activated and I'm in. I'm in the position. I am in the position. My pending has been activated. Oh. Yep. 15-minute candle is going to close. My pending has been activated. So I talked about this pending throughout the trading session, right? So let's see. Let's see if it's going to be any good. If it's going to start retracing back to its open price, 15-minute candle. If this current 15-minute candle starts retracing back to its open price, I'm going to close 50% then. And I will wait for the NYSE volume later. But for now, I am in it. And it's running. Oh, and it's given me 12 pips, 14 pips, and it's moving. And I have secured half right here. Secured half, 20 pips. Oh, it's moving, it's moving, it's moving, and it... Oh, and it hit my TP. Oh my God. It actually hit my TP. Amazing. Amazing gold trade. Happened before NYSE. Amazing. I called it live. I called it live as it was happening. Look at this. Look at this trade. It was actually a very small position, right? So look at this. Let me see if I can show it to you guys. Look at this right here. Can you guys see from here? From here. So the position was from here, right here. Around this level. So I took it from here and it ran all the way here. I was talking about the pending throughout the session. 20 pips in about 30 seconds. 20 pips in about 30 seconds. And I only opened a one lot here. Because it was a risky position. See, so pendings are always risky. So that was actually a risky trade. But called out, the bias was there. Raja came to the stream earlier and we were talking about the same idea. Raja Banks was earlier in the stream and we talked about 1887.35 and he actually agreed with the idea. And this happened 20 pips in 30 seconds. We waited for the trade throughout this session. I think NYSE is going to push it even higher. I'm actually out of the position already because my take profit was about 20 pips. And it hit my profit in 20 seconds. All right, that's actually pretty cool. So, pretty cool. That's one good thing about gold, you know. Even if you open a small position, it actually pays you well. That was a risky trade. I took it. I counted on the volume. There was no volume in the pre-New York, no volume in the New York Open. So what was the next volume time? Around the NYSE vicinity. And the trade happened. We secured 20 pips in less than 20 seconds. How about that? For now, so what I'm going to do is I will actually do this right here. Just give me a second. That is amazing, man. That was amazing. Oh, my friends on the YouTube are saying, wow, that was quick. Cheers, man. They're saying amazing. Awesome. Perfect. Perfecto. I'm actually out of the position. If anybody is in this position, it's a good idea to see how you can manage your trade, you know, because I know NYSE actually causes the gold price sometimes to retrace down pretty hard. So if it's actually going to retrace down pretty hard, it's a good idea to actually manage your position, then just hold the drawdown. Honestly, I've seen it happening. For now, the NYSE candle, NYSE volume may push the price even lower before heading up. So I have secured my position already. I was about to secure a half, but man, look at this. It just pushed even higher all the way till my take profit. And amazing. So for now, just think about how you can manage your position. That's all. I definitely see price moving all the way up till this level. There's a higher potential for the price to further move up all the way till this level. Okay, but still it's a good idea to secure. Now finally, one 15-minute candle, an hourly candle has closed above 1880, not hourly, sorry, a 15-minute candle has closed above 1880, 735 level. Now this current 15-minute candle retracing down is not a magic, is not a wonder. It is calculated. This is something we've seen forever. If the NYSE is going to make the candles retrace down even harder, that makes sense for the NYSE market to push it even higher. So be careful. That's all I'm saying. I've actually showed you guys my terminal too. I took the position. I showed you guys my position too. So that was the position right there. I was talking about it the whole time. I was actually talking about it the whole time. If somebody took that position with me, man, tag me in the Instagram, tag me, tag my friend Raja Banks together with me. Tag me on the Instagram, okay? We got to keep the algorithms moving, you know? We got to reach new friends, we got to reach a new community. So that's what we need to do. We have to move the algorithm. So if you actually took that gold buys with me, everything was discussed. We were reading the market as it was progressing. It was a very quick trade. In 20 seconds, 20 pips. This is amazing, right? So as soon as I secured, man, the price just started falling down. So that's why, if you took it, call it a day. Don't overtrade. Just be calm. Don't overtrade, man. Honestly, dude, you don't need to overtrade. If you took it, if the TP was hit, if you secured some profits, just call it a day. You know, and tag me on Instagram. 100% tag the Peeling Mindset on Instagram. If you don't know my Instagram, go to the description. You will see my Instagram's name. Go to my Instagram, tag me on the Instagram, and let's just have some fun, right? That's just about it. And this celebration, I'll show you guys. All right, so on the YouTube, this celebration is for you guys who took it, okay? Whoever took that trade, this celebration is for you guys. If you manage your trade, if you're still in it, you are managing your trade properly. So this is for you guys. The celebration is going to happen in the next 3 seconds. This is a special celebration. We're going to do it in the next 3, 2, and 1. That's for you guys. That celebration is for you guys because you guys took it. Amazing. Everything about this trade was discussed. Everything about this trade was discussed. And we had some fun. We definitely had some fun today. Amazing. Amazing. Okay? Beautiful. Beautiful day with gold here. We waited, we planned our trade right from the beginning. We gave our bias, we waited for the market to move. We waited, we didn't take any funny setup, you know. We waited for the reaction with the channel. Everything happened. Nice and easy. So beautiful. Congratulations to everybody who took it. That celebration is for you guys. Definitely for you guys, okay? Amazing. Just tag me on the Instagram. That's all I'm asking. Oh, my friend Domi here on the Zoom from Slack community says he caught it too. Domi says he caught that too. Amazing. Beauty. I even gave out the numbers. I even gave out where my position was. Amazing. Beautiful. Beautiful, Domi. Beautiful.
Well, folks, it's time to kick it old school. So you can feel cool. Give it to me, baby. Baby. Yeah.
Okay, so this is interesting. We are back again. So my friends Saji Domi caught the gold move as well. That's amazing. We caught the gold move and it's still running. I think it's gonna run even higher. So this is the NYSE, right? So NYSE, there's a lot of volume in the market. So in the YouTube chat, Palin says, "Can someone explain to me what liquidity grab means?" So a liquidity grab is actually a wick formation in a candle. It could be a wick formation. For example, if you look at this bullish candle, the lower wick on the downside, even if it actually broke the previous candle's low, it actually helped push the price on the opposite direction. What we have seen is when price makes these sort of wicks on the downside, a longer sort of a wick, that is regarded as a liquidity grab. Look at this. So the NYSE is moving the price so crazy. This is something I talked about a few minutes ago. That's why securing is needed. If you didn't secure, if you were too greedy, then you were too good for yourself. You just screwed yourself. Look at the NYSE right now. NYSE market is actually making the gold's price retrace even harder. So this could be a liquidity grab before the price is going to move to its original direction. If the original direction is still bullish for now, the price moving down could be its liquidity grab for the market before it heads up. So right now, whatever happening doesn't scare me at all. It doesn't scare me at all because I'm not in it. I've secured 20 pips in 20 seconds, and this is amazing. I don't care about what the market does right now. I really don't care. As long as price afterwards flips bullish or starts showing me some sort of rejection on the bottom side, it is all good. Until then, it's amazing. Until then, it's amazing. So this was discussed, man. This was all discussed. We talked about how in NYSE, the market can change a little bit. The market can grab its premium price before heading up or before heading down. So it's a good idea to stay calm and patient, just secure whatever you get from out of the market and be happy. A lot of us, we're talking about how when we get into the market, we got to get out of it. So some of my friends got into it, got out of it. We didn't expect 200 pips out of it. We just expected 10 to 12 pips, and it gave us 20 pips. So why not? Why not accept 20 pips, right? That's it. So for now, whatever you get out of the market, just be happy and call it a day. Honestly, for now, NYSE is making the price retrace even heavier. If the candles start flipping bullish, this is going to push even higher. This can push the price even higher. So the original analysis where we were actually expecting price to retest this high, this potential high, price may retest that high, but we don't know if it's going to retrace, if it's actually going to retest that high right now, right at this day. It can retest that high tomorrow or even the next day. So it's not a good idea to marry your analysis when the trade can go to your opposite direction. Well, this was a very good example of how you should secure your positions once market gives you something. For now, the candle is actually rejecting the bottom bid. We are 4 minutes in the NYSE market right now, and NYSE market has known to be one of the most high volume session time. So if there's a lot of volume in the market and the consistent direction in gold is an upside move, all these sellers are going to be screwed up and we're going to move up. Okay, so if we are moving up, it's actually a good idea to wait for the candles to flip and close in your direction. Okay, so that's the idea for now. So the hourly candle is still bullish. Look at this. Interesting, isn't it? Isn't it interesting? The hourly candle is still bullish. There's a higher chance we may do something like this. Look at this. There's a higher chance we may do something like this. The power of triangle. That's what my mentor's mentor used to say. That's what Uncle Ted used to say. The power of triangle. That's the power of triangle, and I think that's going to happen here. if there's enough volume in the market. Because I'll tell you this one more time. This is the first Monday. This is the first day after the NFP news. So the volume may still carry on. We may get that. We actually may get that. So it's very interesting. Even if it's a Monday, the volume is still there. There's a lot of volume in the market, okay? So it looks like it's going to push it even higher. You know, we are out of the position, so it doesn't really matter. So it looks gold created a liquidity wick. Yep. Yeah, Jackie M, that's correct. That is a very good example of liquidity wick. Look at the 30-minute. Look at the 30-minute candle. Look at the current 30-minute candle. It actually respected the previous 30-minute candle's low and is trying to flip bullish. So this is a very good example of liquidity grab or liquidity wick. If the candles are continuing up, this liquidity wick on the bottom does make sense. This is amazing. It's actually going to push up. There's a higher chance this high is going to be retested. So 1894 could be the target here, but I'm out of the position, so I don't really care. I don't really care. See how good you feel once you secure your profits and you're not greedy. You know that you're going to show up to the markets just tomorrow. You're going to show up to the market another day and another day, back to back, back to back. That's the feeling. That's the mindset you need. It took me a lot of time to build this mindset. I wanted to earn 200 pips in a day. It's not realistic. Maybe it's possible sometimes, but not all of the times. Once you get 10 pips, 12 pips, 15 pips, get out of there. No matter what lot size you use, right? So this is pretty cool. So the current 30-minute candle, bullishing up pretty hard, has made its a low wick. It's actually bullishing up pretty hard. So it does make sense to further move up. If the NYSE market has grabbed its premium price already, if this right here was the premium price grab, if this right here was the premium price grab, does make sense for the price to further move up. Absolutely does. But the price can do anything it likes. Again, at the end of the day, price can do whatever it likes. We have to keep this in the back of the head that we don't control the market. Me speaking behind the market, don't control the market in a whole, right? It's market is controlled by an external force, and that external force you don't know. Okay, Peeling Mindset says, is Uncle Ted on Instagram as well? Yep, Uncle Ted is on Instagram. If you go on Instagram and search Uncle Ted, or if you go into my page and if you look at my followings, I only follow a limited amount of people on my Instagram. So you will see. You will see who I follow, and he is Uncle Ted. He's the real Uncle Ted. Go into my Instagram, go into my following. I only follow some smaller number of demography. So you will see. You will see. 100% you will see. So that was a beautiful day here. Amazing. Just give me a second. I'll be back in a second here. Good. Having some cranberry juice right now. Trying to have some cranberry juice and some fresh water. Oh, thank you, Palin. Palin says she has followed me. That's good. That's beautiful. Oh, yep. Jackie M says, Palin, follow Roger Banks as well. 100% follow Roger Banks. Roger Banks has a lot of content everywhere. If you follow his Instagram, you will see his Instagram. If you follow him on YouTube, perfect. He's the guy with a lot of value around him. All right, so my friend Jackie M says GJ looks good for sell. It does. It actually looks good for sell than anything else. So we waited for a 30-minute candle close above 150. Oh, sorry, 154. This is supposed to be 154, not 150. 154. 985, but that didn't happen. So obviously the bias didn't play out. So this bias can go to the drain, down to the drain. But sells in pound yen does look much more better. Yep, looks like it's gonna head down. Looks like it's gonna head down, pound yen. Do you see how the market moves so consistent when there's a volume in the market? This is something to note down. As a beginner traders on YouTube, for example, if you're actually looking out for points, for example, points to check before you take a trade, this could be one of the checkpoints, right? So you have to check in your trading plan if you actually are around a volume time. If there's no volume, it's not going to help you. But if there's a lot of volume in the market, perfect. That's it. So the market makes, the volume makes the market move in a consistent way. So pretty beautiful. I think a pound yen is going to continue down. There's a high chance pound yen is going to continue down than anywhere else here. There's a high chance pound yen is going to continue down, and it's in about 16 pips of range on the downside. Obviously, I'm good for the day, because I've secured my 20 pips, you know, that's pretty good. So, yeah, sells do look nice. To be honest, sells do look nice. Beautiful. Beauty and a beast. Beautiful day here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it a day here, guys. So thank you very much for showing up. I even showed you my terminal today. Yep, I even showed you my terminal where I took my entry. So that was pretty good. Pretty good. No, I shouldn't have been showing my terminal, but obviously. Anyways, so that was a beautiful day. Thank you so much for the YouTube guys for showing up. Thank you so much for the Market Fluidity Slack community on showing up here on the Zoom session. Thank you very much, and make sure you hit me that thumbs up. Make sure you do that subscription on my YouTube channel. You know, it's a good idea to keep the algorithms going. Obviously, you know, you guys have been supporting me for a long time, so thank you very much. Until then, have a beautiful day, and make sure you don't overtrade. Don't overtrade at all. Don't be a sucker. If you overtrade, you are a sucker, unless you want to be a sucker. But until then, man, stay safe. Have a beautiful day. GJ looks good for sell. Whoever's up for sales, that's good, pretty good. Sales, I think sales are gonna play out. Until then, have a beautiful week, and I'll see you guys back tomorrow around the same time in New York session stream. We're gonna hunt the market. We're gonna see if there's any possible trades, and amazing. Until then, have a beautiful day. Beautiful trade, beautiful day. Thank you, beautiful people. Thank you, thank you.